Hi guys, Mr. Bree here, just reaching out to you. Just wanted to connect. We can't get together because of social distancing, but that doesn't mean that we still have to be apart. So I bring you the Ides of Humanities report, the Ides of March edition. That's right, it is the Ides of March today. It is not Wednesday, though, my dude. Anyway, like I said, we've been looking at the Wednesday Wars all year long. And the goal has been to see the role of conflict in stories and in our lives. After all, every good story, including yours, is filled with just that. And there are so many allusions or references to Shakespeare throughout this book, because Shakespeare, after all, is known as the master of conflict. Even his comedies are pretty tragic. In the past, we've read The Merchant of Venice, The Tempest, Macbeth, Romeo and Juliet, and Julius Caesar. Well, not in its entirety, but just to get a sense of it as a backdrop for this book. And this book is set in 1968. And I want to point out some conflicts then, and as compared to what you're going through right now. In 1968, the U.S. was in the Vietnam conflict, as now we're in the longest period of combat in U.S. history, the war in Afghanistan. And just like Holling, you might find yourself in conflict. Being a teenager or a preteen is like that. You might have a lot of questions about what's going on and why me and stuff of this sort, because being a certain age and a certain type of history can bring you to that place. And I just want to let you know you're not alone. This sort of thing's been going on to so many years before you, and you're not alone because we're all in this together. Now, if you look at the coronavirus, you can feel defeated, but I want to bring you to page 70. And when discussing the fate of Caliban in The Tempest, Miss Baker says, "But there's another part of us too, part that uses defeat to grow." This social distancing that we're going through and not being able to go to school is a setback, but you're not defeated. You're cared for, and you'll be taken care of academically with technology, even better than this hodgepodge video that I just threw together, but I just needed to reach out to you. I'm going to continue to work, as Miss Glazer has let you know, on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and I'm going to do my part, but you're going to do your part through it too. I mean, you're going to grow. So for more context with the Ides of March, I want you to see here, 44 BCE on this date, Julius Caesar, he was assassinated by the Senate. Et tu, Brute. And today, we're doing our part to stop the spread of the coronavirus. Social isolation does just that. It makes it so that we're not spreading it. And that's our part. And I want to draw your attention to the last part here. That a year from now, we'll be able to look back at this superstitious day with pride. See, conflict doesn't define us. How we respond to it does. And I'm proud of you and the part that you and your families are doing through this. And I'm proud to be a part of Hillel School and our commitment to make sure that through this difficulty that we are taking care of others and taking care of ourselves. Because that's what we're called to do. So still real unfortunate what happened to Julius Caesar, though. But we'll continue to learn from him and from others. And in 5th grade, we'll continue to learn about Native Americans and how the explorers interacted with them. This didn't go well. I mean, we're talking about conflict. There's conflict there for sure. And in 5th grade ELA, we're going to continue to read Jackie Robinson's biography as written by his daughter and Promises to Keep. And that'll help us to develop a strength in understanding the finer points of informational texts. Jackie Robinson is someone who went through enormous conflict in combating the Jim Crow era, and he came out of it as a man who's known for saying life is not important except in the impact it has on other lives. Now, in 6th grade, we'll start on our many lessons on ancient Greece and Rome. Don't worry, I still have a test for you on ancient China that will roll out, so please don't think that you studied in vain. I'd hate for you to feel that way. But we'll look forward to these other studies coming up, these other lessons, and talking about Julius Caesar there, we're going to get some context for that. And in ELA, we're going to shift to a new book, Feifels Mountain. We're going to get a bird's eye perspective, looking at left those. Hold on a second. There, that's better. I had to fix that apostrophe. Not apostrophe, quotes, my bad. But anyhow, bird's eye perspective on the perspective of others. I mean, it's so important for us to grow in empathy in times like these, just any time, really. So I want to challenge you to consider your perspective. Consider the perspective of people that are more vulnerable during this time and what you might be able to do. I'm going to tell you, a note can go a long way to a person that finds themselves shut in. In 7th grade, we're going to continue to see how the birth of our new nation was not without some initial difficulties. Yeah, Hamilton, I'm looking at you, and you helped us through that difficult time as one of our founding fathers. But our country did definitely go through some difficulty with the first steps in becoming a country, and we continue to. And we're going to close out Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank, in the close company of our own family as well. I mean, and I hope you're maintaining your journals. I think you can see now you got a little extra time. You might be able to spend a little bit more time in that, writing in that. And then we're going to join Liddy as she copes with a life that seems to chase her down like a bear, literally as well as figuratively. And you'll find that out in the first chapter as we get started with Liddy. Now we're going to talk about feminine strength through conflict. Go ahead and give your mom a hug right now. But through all this, I think it's important that you not fear conflict. That's been the goal of this whole semester. After all, I know of no people more prepared than you. And sorry, Shakespeare. You tried, though. So, the role of conflict. It's unique to each of you, and each of you is going to grow in your own way. But what isn't unique is our journey. We will remain together, learning from each other, so as to not miss what life has for you and what you have for it. I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.